I love laddering. Not everybody does, but people like me can't live without a competitive ladder. Tournaments are great. Playing money matches against your buddies, it's a lot of fun. But the lone journey of queuing up online, being pitted against anybody in the entire world, and then seeing how you measure up against them gives me a real rush. The fact that I can see my rank go up or go down makes me addicted to trying to improve. Unfortunately, not all games have been coming out with competitive play ladders. Age of Empires, as an example, has a ladder now, but when the game released, didn't have anything like that. I'm making this video to talk about why StormGate needs to have a competitive ladder on launch and what features inside that ladder it's going to need to have if it's going to be a success. It's essential that we have general ranks as well as specific MMR. Some game developers will try to obscure the MMR and hide it so that the player doesn't feel discouraged. But again, if you're playing in a competitive level, aka ladder, you need to be able to see that MMR so you can really evaluate where you're going. Especially if you're somebody like me where you might be stuck at a certain rank for a very long time. You need to see, okay, am I getting a little bit closer or a little bit further away from my desired goal? I think laying out a clear gradient like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, master, something like that is essential, as well as having specific ranks inside of that so you can still have a degree of movement. It's important that the lower ranks are easy to move up in. I'm talking about just having a few wins to eventually get out of a rank that you basically can't ever go down to ever again, because that's going to keep new players excited for any improvement they have. At the same time, the very, very top rank has to be almost impossible to get into. It can't be something where you've just played enough games, you're going to eventually graduate up there. We need to be able to separate the players. So keeping these competitive while having a healthy middle is also extremely important. Having a type of entry system in order to have a ladder account is going to be key. Let's keep in mind that StormGate is going to be free to play, which means you could make a couple of accounts very easily. Fine, but if you're going to make a couple of accounts, you need to at least have that account have X amount of games before you're allowed to play in your actual ladder matches. This way it'll stop people from just smurfing or griefing in online ladder play. Now, I've been playing in the StarCraft remastered ladder for the last 3 years. Let me tell you something. It's not a very good system. You can make as many accounts as you basically want. I can make 3 accounts on the Korea server. I can make 3 accounts on the US East server. I can make 3 accounts on the US West server. By the way, I'm not even sure what the difference is with these servers since I can play the same person on a different server anyways. The end result is that as an A-rank player, I don't know how many other players are actually in A-rank or if it's just a couple players with as many accounts as they can possibly make sitting there. The same goes for S. That's supposed to be the top 1%. But is it really the top 1%, or is it far less than the top 1%? Because every pro gamer that I watch on Twitch or Africa TV has 9 or 12 accounts that are already in S rank. In other words, you want to inhibit a player from too easily being able to make too many accounts. I do think it's fair to have one account where you play a different race and have a different rank for that. As an example, I don't think you should be able to cheese your way to a certain rank with one race and then switch into another race at a different point in time. So let's pretend that StormGate was StarCraft 3. I think for my one account, I should have a Zerg ladder account, a Terran ladder account, and a Protoss ladder account, and I guess a random ladder account. But these all have to be separate. I also think I should have the option to reset my stats in that given account at any point in time. But I should not be able to have 2 or 3 or 4 different, let's say, Zerg ladder accounts that I can just play with whenever I want. Let's say you and a few of your college buddies want to figure out who's really the best, and so you run your own tournament. Why do you have to go out of the game client onto one of these websites, build a bracket there, and then run your own system? Why not have something inside the game? Honestly, I feel like all these things that players do where they have to leave the client to go somewhere else should instead just be embedded inside. Chess.com and every poker platform you can imagine already have automated tournaments. Why not have a system in place where every hour it generates a couple of tournaments, and you could use that as a new feature for laddering. Let's say the winner gets a certain amount of ladder points. If you participate and get in a certain distance, maybe you can have some points added in there. There's probably a whole bunch you could do with that. The point is that to expose players to another form of competition is a healthy thing. I think something like an automated tournament would help bridge players who are still only laddering and want to get a taste of that true competitive format where they're pitted not just against one player, but let's say 8, 16, 32 or more. They can try that out. And to go from a different direction, why don't we have major tournaments and major titles appearing on player ladder accounts? Let's say that Mario is laddering online, but he's won whatever the StormGate equivalent of a GSL is. We should have his GSL title showing up there as well. The whole idea here is to take that ladder competitive experience that you see online and the, let's say, Twitch viewer, YouTube viewer, tournament viewer experience and merge that together into one place. That way you're going to get more players that enjoy watching tournaments, experiencing the ladder, and the same thing with these people that grind on the ladder, then going out and seeing more of these tournaments. It's going to be all about cross-pollination. I don't see why player Twitch streams, Instagrams, Discords, all that can't be integrated into the client. I think if we can just create a giant web here where everything is plugged in together, it's going to be better for the scene and better for the game in general. Let me know what you think about competitive ladder play. Are these ideas good, or are they maybe a little bit too much? Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe to the video. That helps me and this video get out to the general audiences. And thank you so much for watching. Check out my merch at tastelessthreads.com. This is a GLHF shirt. We've got a lot of cool designs over there. I think you'll enjoy them. So please check that out. And I will see you in a future video. Bye-bye.